right. Good morning, my lovers. It's March 18th. I'm MJ. I'm the founder of Ultra Love, and I like to offer these readings as a way to entertain you, but also to get a pulse on the collective energies, or certainly the people that are destined to find this video. Because my intention with tarot is to offer you divine guidance and loving clarity. You can find out more about me, obviously, on my website or different platforms. I tend to share these daily readings on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And on YouTube, I do the monthly readings, the weekly readings, and there's a Patreon community as well, and merchandise. What? So feel free to check it all out, and appreciating all the support for small brands and brands that are trying to make the world a better place. More love, please. Please, God, more love. Divine guidance and love and clarity. So let's get into the reading. Divine guidance and love and clarity. So the Seven of Wands can be an energy of standing our ground. Let's get more clarity here in the Star card. I feel like this is, so one way I could interpret this is like standing your ground, or like standing up for yourself, which is very healing, which leads to like cutting something, someone even like out of your life. Like, no, I don't want to do it like that anymore, and I'm not going to. Thank you, bye. Because the Page of Swords would be like delivering an exacting message, right? Bringing that message out, or delivering that message, or a message being delivered to you. Or maybe like you're standing up for yourself and somebody's like, oh, you think so, do you? And then you get cut from, that could be work or a relationship, but I actually do feel like, oh, wait a minute, this is a super empowered move, because the Star card is like this, it's like everything we've worked for, or it's all been building to this moment kind of thing, and then finally standing up for ourselves if we've been bullied, or whatever it might be, right? Standing our ground. No, this is how I want to do it. Plus we have that North Node in Aries with the Star card, and I'm like, this this is an example of lifelong people pleasers suddenly going, enough. Why? I don't need to please you. Please yourself. And then energies get cut out, right? So the Star card is like, this is super dupes healing. Some of you are being supported by a Queen of Cups energy, or this has to do with your own emotional process, emotional healing. She's looking in her cup, and it kind of makes me think of looking in the crystal ball. There's a deeper recognition of self happening here. At the end, so a lot of you have probably closed out a cycle, or have been closing out a cycle, or you've been resisting the closing of that cycle, but it's here now. We have an eclipse coming up, I think this weekend, or it's an eclipse season. So there's this weekend, and then 2 weeks from now, April 8th, there's an eclipse. Pretty fluctuating energies as far as like that Neptunian stuff. So we can feel quite kind of like tired, and a bit dreamy maybe, or a bit out of sorts, depending, especially where Pisces is. Or I had a chat with somebody saying they just felt really weird and like out of body almost, but they're just off to the side, like watching themselves doing the same. Like, yeah, that's a Neptunian type of vibratory, I would say. Dissociative possibly, right? So say, for example, this has been a situation connected to a romantic or love, like the heart, etc. And there's been a lot of conflict, maybe fighting, quarreling. The double 5 is making me think like it's been back and forth, crying and fighting and crying and fighting. The Lovers is in the reverse. The Judgment is in the reverse. So for some of you, it's one of these things where you're going to cut out a cycle. Often, maybe not often, but I am also aware that this cutting off or cutting out of a cycle it doesn't necessarily mean it's cutting out the relationship or it's the end of the relationship. It means a variation of that pattern is being cut out. Of course, for some of us, it's a person, it's the end of a relationship. But again, you're being guided by a deeper knowing, a deeper recognition. And like for some of you, if this is resonating, you'll just know it's like, yeah, it's time. I can't be dealing with that lover or that customer or that friend. I just can't deal with it. The lies or the cheating or the fighting or the crying or the feeling left out or the rewounding or whatever it might be, right? But the double 5 with lovers and judgment reverse, I'm like, this is just a sticky situation that probably feels like it's going nowhere. Like going round and round and fighting inside and neglect inside and fighting. Stop. That's the 7 of Wands. Enough. And I'm willing to fight for my own protection, or I'm willing to fight for my sanity, or I'm willing to like really stand my ground here. I'm not standing my ground, you're not going anywhere. And then the other card I saw was that 9 of Wands. So for some of you, standing your ground, cutting a cycle out, cutting a pattern out, which could include a job or include a person, maybe for some. It's all going to be different for generals, but this is a deeper recognition, deeply healing stars. So I dare say doing this healing or doing this cut is going to lead to more potential, more opportunities, right? It's like that thing. Sometimes it's the hardest things we need to do. Those things that we think are going to be the hardest things. Sometimes they're not. It's once it comes that time to have that conversation or do that thing, it can actually, on the other side of doing it, can be like, why was I so worried about it? Why didn't I? And then after doing that thing, it might seem like, oh no, the world's falling apart, or like I'll lose my job, or I'm never going to see my lover again, or whatever. But actually, once that thing's done and the dust settles and the actions have been integrated or healed, there's the kind of opening. And with the star in the upright hangman, I'm like, just wait, because there's going to be probably some really exciting stuff coming in on the other side of this. The Hierophant, the Hanged Man. I'm like, you're being illuminated more than likely here. Yes. And now I'm getting kind of jazzed up. I'm like, oh, King of Pentacles. This is a lot of creativity and abundance. And I think that's a lot of us have probably experienced that. When we're in the right constellations, things flow, we're creative. When we're not, it all kind of revolves to the end of that thing rather than a fluid and flowing creative expression. Yeah, the hyenas make me think, honestly, in this reading, for some of you, not all of you, you are dealing with somebody pretty cheeky, like pretty sneaky. A hyena, that energy, like laughing behind your back. Or so for some of you, maybe a small portion, this person is pretty toxic. And toxicity is just lying, cheating, stealing, and then saying I'm not, or like you're never really going to get ahead with that energy. Lover's reverse. That's not love. And you're fighting and you're quarreling and you're sad and you don't understand. And it's this sense of like, this is who this person is choosing to be right now, or what this situation is. So we can be honest with ourselves, Queen of Cups, Star card, right? Face down with our sense of honesty and integrity, and then be done. Like, I'm not going to tolerate this. What? Yeah, I think for a lot, like if this resonates, there's a sense of really time to maybe take a bit of downtime, right? Alone time to cultivate the vision that comes through. Really cultivate the sense of luxuriating. What do you want? Where do you want to go from here, right? So keep asking those questions, y'all, my lovers. Have a wonderful Monday. Feel free to subscribe, follow, share these videos if you think they can help other people. And mostly just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care, you guys. Peace out.